all our Hindu brothers and sisters, they are in the season of Pagwa, and I am also a Hindu, so it's a holiday, it's a festival, it's a celebration that I also would normally enjoy. So let's talk about where would the coalition, where would the APNU, the PNCR get the money from to fund their programs. In 2020, the People's Progressive Party in government, they had, at the time of audit, several ministries had on hand checks. Those checks were 252 checks in total to a sum of $832.667 million. So that means that for 2020, that sum of money to which they had cut checks were not used. $832,667,000. That is a sum of money that was not used by the People's Progressive Party, but they had cut checks for it. In 2021, they had a total of 162 checks, totaling a sum of $623.404 million. That is $623,404,000. In 2022, they had on hand 277 checks totaling $352.613 million. Do you hear these figures? Do you hear the millions that I'm calling that basically will tally up or total up and give us billions of dollars that were not used? And if there were prudent financial management coupled with good governance, transparency and accountability, we as a country would have been in a better position to ensure that our services are delivered to our people. In 2023, they had a total of 3,134 checks. At the time of reporting in 2024 of September, there were 3,134 checks totaling $2.463 billion. In that year alone, 2023, they had $2.463 billion in checks cut that were not utilized. That's against the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act, It's illegal. So because of their management style that does not consider and cater for us, the ordinary people in this country, they can do all of this and they're not held accountable. And that's where my concern lies. Where there is a lack of prudent financial management, where there is a lack of accountability, where there is a lack of transparency, where there is a lack of good governance, it is not allowing our country to be managed in the most prudent way. And that is why you're finding difficulties receiving from your government a livable wage. You're finding difficulties from your government receiving a good financial earning. Okay, I'll heed that advice, Akeem. Sorry about that. You're not getting good financial benefits from your government because they are failing to manage the economy, manage the system, and manage the financial institutions in a way where they can have maximum benefits to our people. That is exactly what is the problem we're faced with. Now, let me explain to our workers who contribute. Let me explain to our workers who contribute via the tax system, via paying tax, via paying the pay as you earn tax. The police officers, the doctors, the nurses, the firefighters, the GDF officers, even the people who are in the private sector. We in the APNU, PNCR, we are saying that we will increase the income tax threshold to 400,000 Guyana dollars. 400,000 Guyana dollars per month. Right now, and this was just in January gone, it moved to $130,000 a month. Before that, it was at $100,000 a month. Before that, it was at $85,000 a month, where the APNU AFC left it. Mind you, I always say the APNU, they did not have oil money at their disposal, and they had managed to move that threshold in 2015 when it was, I think, $35,000. That's where the PPP left income tax threshold, $35,000 in 2015. And from 2015 to 2020, the APNU moved it to $85,000. Now the People's Progressive Party, after 5 years in government, with oil resource, with monies from the Natural Resource Fund, with a $1 trillion budget, with $2 or $3 trillion budgets, they have taken it to $130,000. We know that we are dealing with increased cost of living, which has skyrocketed. In all fairness, the price that you used to pay for basic items, essential items in 2020 is not the price you're paying now. Significant increase that have caused a lot of hardship to have befallen on our citizenry. We in the APNU, the PNCR, we are saying that we can afford as a nation to take income tax threshold to $400,000 a month. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let me tell you what it means. Right now, if someone is earning 250,000 Guyana dollars as their basic salary, their total contractual sum as a public servant or as a private sector employee, if it is $250,000 Guyana dollars, that's what they told you you're going to work for, there are standard deductions that will normally come out of that sum, and you will take home a lesser amount. So we're dealing here for, in the simplest of understanding, $250,000 your salary. With $250,000 as your salary, you are mandated to pay NIS, the National Insurance Scheme, which is 5.6% of your salary, of your basic salary. So 5.6% of your $250,000 will give you $14,000. So your NIS contribution will be $14,000 from your $250,000 salary. And pay the tax now, the PAYE, pay as you earn tax, that is calculated as 25% of the remainder when you subtract what is the threshold. Right now, the threshold is $130,000. $130,000. $130,000. So remember, you are earning $250,000. $250,000 you are working for. That's what your employer said to you, that we will pay you $250,000. You will have to pay 14,000 NIS. So we minus the 14,000 NIS, and that gives you $236,000. Now, from this $236,000, you have to subtract the income tax threshold as it is right now, which is $130,000. When you subtract the $130,000, you are left with $106,000. This $106,000, that is what will have to be subject to PAYE, to pay as you earn, the income tax. And the income tax is 25%. So 25% of the 26% of the $106,000 will give you $26,500. So $26,500 is what you will be paying the government in taxes, pay as you earn. So from your $250,000, when you subtract $250,000, you have to subtract your $14,000, which is your NIS contribution that goes to NIS, and then you have to subtract your tax, which is $26,500, and that will give you a sum of $209,500. So anybody who's earning under the People's Progressive Party right now a salary, a basic salary of $250,000, your maximum take home from that salary is $209,500. This is, of course, I did not consider people who may have pensionable deduction, the DPF, the Dependable Pension Fund deduction, people who may owe courts and they have a deduction that comes out, or if you owe the bank and so on and you have deductions. I have taken into account only the two mandatory deductions, which are NIS contribution and PAYE, pay as you earn contribution. So a salary of $250,000 under the People's Progressive Party right now will make you take home $209,500. With the APNU now, we are saying that we are prepared to give the workers a $400,000 income tax threshold and 35% increase in salary. And there should be no question as to whether the APNU can facilitate salary increase and facilitate raising the income tax threshold. We have shown in the past, we served in 2015 to 2020, and we have proven that we can increase salary and we can increase the disposable income to our citizenry. So with a 35% salary increase on that $250,000, that will immediately take your basic salary to $337,500. Immediately. 35% increase in your salary will immediately take you to $337,500 as your basic salary. And because we said income tax threshold will go to $400,000, you will only be paying NIS contribution from your $337,500. Only NIS you will be paying. And your NIS, 5.6% of that $337,500 is a higher figure than the maximum NIS contribution you can make. So the only deduction that will come from that money is $15,680. $15,680 will go towards NIS. And remember, NIS is your money too, right? NIS is your money. So when you reach the age, I think it's 60 years, you will be getting your NIS benefits. So NIS is yours too. It's just a matter of you reaching the age before you can get it. So with a salary of $250,000 under the People's Progressive Party, the promise the APNU is making is to give it a 35% increase, will take you to a salary of $337,500. You will only be paying $15,680 in NIS, no PAYE, because the threshold has gone to 400,000 and your earnings have you within the confines of the boundaries of that threshold. So 400,000 and under, it means that you will not be paying PAYE, and your take-home salary will be $321,820. And that is how it is going to work out to put more disposable income in the hands of the ordinary people, in the hands of the ordinary citizens, and it will help them to spend more in the country, and they will be able to better their lives. Now, some people may want to say, but how is that going to affect the revenue? How is that going to affect the revenue? Really and truly, when you pay these taxes, they go into the revenue stream of collection. But we cannot be earning so significantly. We cannot be earning. Yes, I see your messages. We cannot be earning significantly from our natural resources and not invest it into the people. We have to invest in our people. You see, the People's Progressive Party, they believe in this little clique, and they just put money in the hands of this grouping, this small grouping, and then they sprinkle some crumbs here and there for the ordinary people. We have to step out of that and to lift our people higher than where they are. And I'm saying to you that the coalition, the APNU, the plan of ensuring that more disposable income goes to the people is something that can work out. Now, I got a comment here which I must read to you. It says, raising the salary threshold for public servants to $400,000 would significantly enhance citizens' lives. First, it would lead to improved financial well-being for public servants, allowing them to better support their families and invest in their communities. This increase in income can help reduce poverty levels, leading to healthier and more stable households. It doesn't apply only to public servants, it applies to the private sector too, because raising it to 400,000, they also will not be subject to income tax at the level being paid below $400,000. With higher salaries, public servants and the private sector employees would be more motivated and engaged in their roles, resulting in better service delivery. Enhanced job satisfaction can lead to improved public services, benefiting citizens directly through more efficient administration and support. Moreover, increased disposable income will stimulate local economies as public servants spend more on goods and services. This surge in spending can create jobs and promote local businesses, fostering economic growth. Finally, a better paid worker can lead to a more equitable society where citizens feel their needs are met by a dedicated workforce. Overall, raising the salary threshold can contribute to a more can contribute. I'm getting a call same times while I'm reading. Raising the salary threshold can contribute to a more prosperous society, enhancing the quality of life for all residents. So, the $400,000 threshold increase that the AP and UPNCR is talking about is a well thought out decision. It is a hammered out decision that was examined at all levels with the economists, with the politicians, with all the people that you could practically and possibly think have an interest, a vested interest in lifting the ordinary citizens. So I want to put that to you for you to understand. The People's Progressive Party, they are attempting to discredit this position of increasing our income tax threshold, claiming that we don't have the fiscal space, which is a very foolish conclusion on their part. They're acting very stingy. The People's Progressive Party is very stingy to us, the ordinary people in this country. They can afford to give us more. They are refusing to give us more. They are eating more than us. They are taking away from us more, and they're filling their with more. We are saying these people that we are prepared to increase income tax threshold to 400,000 Guyana dollars a month, and we are prepared to show you, explain to you, and defend that it will put more disposable income in your pockets, and you will be able to spend more behind yourself and your family, lifting your living standards and making you a better person living in Guyana with the oil wealth that we have. And I'm trusting that you are hearing clear. I know Sharon is just being mischievous there, but let me see if I can give you a nice song. Perhaps you could put a request. You can put a request in the chat to say which Indian song you would like to hear, and I can play it for you. And Sharon, please don't tell me you want to hear a cartel or a movado. I'm playing Indian songs. These are beautiful songs. I was listening to an Aishwarya Rai, one of the movies she starred in, that had some really nice hit songs. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. Listen to this song. Sharon, I'm playing this one for you. Not no cartel. This one I'm playing for Sharon. Please enjoy this song. Oh, I'm going to play Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. That's coming up. That's coming up. I see Cynthia Suban Prasad has joined also. Sharon said, look what I wake up to. Dayo dayo dayare. Dayo dayo dayare. I will have to move to explaining these songs. I'm sensing that I will have to move to explaining these songs. But not today. We'll do that another day. For those of you who may not know, this movie was starred by Aishwarya Rai. All right, so I'm told that I see they send me something saying that it's blocked because of some music thing. Now I don't know, but I did say that I don't own the copyrights to the music being played. But I am going to say to you in conclusion that with the increased income tax threshold going to $400,000, it will benefit everyone that is earning below that $400,000 and even those who are earning above the $400,000. And I am saying also that it will put more disposable income in your pockets, especially the people who are earning below $400,000. I've explained already that if you are earning $250,000 right now, when they take out NIS and they take out PAYE, you are taking home $209,500. With what the coalition, what the APNU, what the PNC is saying to you, is that once you are earning $250,000 now, when we take office in November of this year, in our first budget, which will be January of 2026, there will be a 35% salary increase, and there will also be the moving of that threshold to 400,000. So a person earning $250,000 now, with that 35% salary increase, will take your earnings to $337,500. And there will only be an NIS deduction of $15,680. There will be no income tax deduction because the threshold will go to $400,000 and your take-home salary will be $321,820. So in 2026, January, with the APNU, the PNCR in government, you who are earning $250,000 right now will earn $321,820 as your take-home salary. Thank you very much. Thank you all for tuning in. See you again next time when I engage in a similar discussion to explain the policy, to explain the decision, to explain the promise, to ensure that you understand it the same way I do and many others. Thank you very much and do have a pleasant rest of the day. I see Sharon is saying she wants a cartel song, and Michelle is saying we need some Burna Boy song. Well, I'm sorry. This is an Indian song segment from Ganesh Mahipaul. Thank you all. Do have a pleasant rest of the day.